तुझे पवाओ। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धि भवतु मे सदा। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। सर्वमंगलमंगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ओम तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। ओम ह्रीं ओम भटकाय पुद्वारणाय कुरु भटकाय ओम ह्रीं ओम नमः शिवाय। जय त्वं देवी चामुण्डे जय भूतात्तिहारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमोस्तुते कालरात्रि नमोस्तुते। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विद्महे नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विद्महे नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विद्महे नमो नमः। जय 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 गणपति देवा 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 जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा
माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा
माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 जय जय
गणपति देवा
जय 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 गणपति देवा जय जय जय
गणपति देवा
जय 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 गणपति देवा जय जय
जय गणपति देवा
जय 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 गणपति देवा जय माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता
पार्वती पिता महादेवा
माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा
माता पार्वती पिता महादेवा
गजानना हे गणपति देवा
गजानना हे गणपति देवा
गजानना हे गणपति देवा गजानना ओ मोरिया रे बापा मोरिया रे
मोरिया रे बापा मोरिया रे
हे मोरिया रे बापा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बापा मोरिया रे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया हे मोरिया रे बापा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बापा मोरिया रे हे मोरिया रे बापा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बापा मोरिया रे दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ दुर्गे 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 जय जय दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ
दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ
दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ
दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ
करुणा सागर माँ करुणा
सागर माता
कालिक पालनी माँ
कालिक पालनी माता
जगदोरारणी माँ
अम्बे जगदोदारिणी माँ
जगदोरारणी माँ
जगदोदारिणी माँ
ओ महादेवी जय जय माँ महादेवी जय जय माँ ओ महादेवी जय जय माँ महादेवी जय जय माँ दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ
दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ
अम्ब भवानी कत्यायनी जय अम्ब भवानी कत्यायनी जय अम्ब कल्याणी कत्यायनी जय अम्ब कल्याणी
कत्यायनी जय
दुर्गा भवानी कत्यायनी जय दुर्गा
भवानी कत्यायनी जय
अम्ब कल्याणी कत्यायनी जय अम्ब कल्याणी कत्यायनी
कत्यायनी जय
दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ
अम्बे
दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे जय जय दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे जय जय माँ शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो हरि ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम
नमः शिवाय
हरि ओम नमः शिवाय
हरि ओम नमः शिवाय
शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो
शिव शिव
शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो
शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो
शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो शिव शिव शंकर हर
परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो
हरि ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय
हरि ओम नमः शिवाय
शिव शिव शंकर हर परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो शिव शिव शंकर हर
परमेश्वर साई शराय नमो
साई शराय नमो साई शराय नमो साई शराय नमो साई शराय नमो साई शराय नमो हरि ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय
हरि ओम नमः शिवाय
शंभो महादेवा शिव शंभो महादेवा
शंभो महादेवा शिव शंभो महादेवा
गंगाधरा हर गंगाधरा गौरी भरा शंकरा गौरी भरा शंकरा गंगाधरा हर गंगाधरा गौरी भरा शंकरा गौरी भरा शंकरा शिव 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 शंभो हर 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 शंभो शिव 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 शंभो हर 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 शंभो हर 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 शंभो हर 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 शंभो हर 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 शिव शंभु महादेवा।
ॐ जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। ॐ जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। ओम जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा।
हे जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा।
ओम जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, ओम जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा।
ओ जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा।
हरि जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा।
जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय
दुर्गा जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा।
प्रेम से बड़े श्री आदि शक्ति देवी दुर्गा माता की। Children of God, sit around to one and all. At this time, may you all put the hands together, close the physical eyes. As you concentrate and meditate upon that Divine Mother, asking for that guidance and that protection, we all pray. गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपितजम्बूफलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपारपङ्कजम्। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सरस्वती रूपेण संस्कृतं नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नागेन्द्रहारत्रिलोचनाय भस्ममृगाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगम्बराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय। ॐ अञ्जनीगर्भासन्मुखो वायुपुत्रो महाबलं कुमारो ब्रह्मचारी च हनुमान मे प्रसीद मे। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गदेवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोले श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। हो अपना मुनिया तेरी ममता कितना प्यारी कितना प्यारी जगाती है कितना प्यारी जगाती है तेरी ममता
कितनी प्यारी कितना प्यार जगाती है कितना प्यार जगाती है।
श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती पग पग प्राण बचाती है कितना प्यारी जगाती है तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी कितना प्यारी जगाती है कितना प्यारी जगाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी जगाती है। The bhajan is saying, "Oh dear mother, how sweet is your love. You are a vast ocean of love. It reminds us of thy compassion. You protect your children. Every breath that your children take and every step that your children take, you are there to protect them. Oh Mother, how sweet is your love. How sweet is your love. Adi Shakti Devi, Durga Mata ki. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi, Bhukti Mukti Pradayani, Mantra Murte Sada Devi, Mahalakshmi Namastute. Mera Deepak Juga Juga Jal Re, Mera Deepak Juga Juga Jal Re, Juga Juga Prakash. जय देवी जय जय मां जय
जगदम्ब भवानी मां
जय जय देवी जय
जय मां जय जगदम्ब भवानी मां
अम्बे भवानी माता अम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माता अम्बे हरि बोल
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी जय जय जगदम्बा भवानी
अम्बे भवानी माता अम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माता अम्बे भवानी
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी
जय
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 देवी
जय
जय मां
जय जगदम्बा भवानी मां
हे राजन मैं शतक्षी के मंगल करे नी अतपति काम वर्णा करता हूँ जय जय देवी जय जगदम्बा भवानी मां आप सुनिए आप सदृशम देवी भक्ति की प्राप्ति हुई भदा मेरे लिए अवक्षया नहीं है जय जय देवी जय जय मां जय जय देवी जय जय मां जय जगदम्बा
भवानी मां
प्रचीना काल की बात है दुर्गम नाम का एक अत्यंता भयंकर महादैत्याता जय जय देवी जय जय मां हिरण्यक्ष के वंश में उत्पन्ना वहा महान पुष्ट दुर्गम रुरु का पुत्रतम जय जय देवी जय जय मां देवताओं का बाल वेद है जय जय देवी जय जय मां उस वेद के नष्टा हो जाने पर देवता हो का भी नाश हो जय घा इसमें संदेहा नहीं है जय जय देवी जय जय मां अत पहले वही वीर नाश किया नाना चाहिए ऐसा सोच कर वहां तप करने के लिए जय जय देवी जय जय राम हिमालया पर्वत पर चला गया वहं पर मन में ब्रह्मन जी का ध्यान करके उसने केवल बहु पी कर रहे हुए 1000 वर्षा तक कठोर तपस्या की जय जय देवी मां उसके तेज से देवा धन्व सहित समस्ता प्रणी संत पाके उठे जय जय देवी जय जय मां जय अम्बे भवानी माता अम्बे भवानी माता Shakti Devi Durga Mata Ke. So devotees and friends, we are starting another katha this evening. Because remember, our episode finished yesterday evening. But this wonderful katha this evening, my dear friends, commence when the discussion is between Janmijay and Vyasji. Devotees and friends, Janmijay, the great king, is talking now to Vyasji. He says, "Hey Rishi, wonderful was the story of the Rashasri of Harishchandra that you have so dealt with in details of that great bhakt. But I would like you to tell us about this Devi whose name was Satakshi Muni. Satakshi Devi. Explain to me the cause of her coming into the world, O great sage, and thus make my birth full of use and success." So it is telling to us, Janmijay is saying, and we have to understand the introduction here, Janmijay is asking the question because he wants to know. Why do he want to know? Because he wants his life to be of use and success. So it is telling to us, if you and I take the principles of this katha, then you and I too will also be able to make our life useful in this world and successful in this world. So the katha, my dear friends, this evening is to show to us how to make ourselves useful and how to bring success to our lives. So devotees and friends, this was the question asked by Janmijay, the king. And so he says, who is there, who is there amongst the clear-minded that get fully satisfied when he hears the good deeds of the Devi? My dear friends, he's saying when you hear, once your mind is clear, once your mind doesn't have no hate and no anger and no greed and no revenge into it, you will reap the benefit of that divine mother. So because he made, you see, Janmijay here, in posing his question, he's saying, who is there amongst the clear-minded that gets fully satisfied? So the clear-minded will be fully satisfied by receiving the message of the Devi. And he's saying here that, when he hears the good deeds of the Devi, do he feel satisfied? Each sentence describing the good deeds of the Devi gives the undecaying fruit of Ashmed sacrifice. The Ashmed sacrifice is one of the greatest yajna that used to be done at that time. And it's telling to us here that, it says every sentence that glorifies the Devi is like a Ashmed yajna. So my dear friends, we need to understand, listen to the glories of the Devis and place it in our lives and live that life. Vyasji continued by telling to him, he said, "Hey Rajan," he said, "here I am about to describe to you that katha of Satakshi Muni. You are the great devotee of the Devi, and because you are a clear-minded devotee of the Devi, I have nothing that I cannot say to you. I can tell you everything about the Devis." So devotees and friends, why Vyasji is making this now? The fact remains that you may ask, here he is saying that because Janmijay is a clear-minded devotee of the Devis, he has no problem in telling the message to her. You know why? Because those whose mind are corrupted with the world, when they listen to the Katha of the Devis and they place it with the world, they do not equate it to spirituality, but they equate it to the worldly activities. You lost the essence, you lost the gist, you lost the true value of those lines, which are compared. Each line is being compared as an Ashwedi Yajna. So devotees and friends, so you see, it tells to us again that we must be prepared to receive this knowledge. Remember one night, I don't know if it's in Ganesh or this one, where the Sudji says, whenever you are ready to listen and I am ready to impart the knowledge, we are going to be both blessed. So I am ready to impart the knowledge. But if you are not ready to receive the message, then what lesson I am getting? It comes, my dear friends, as you open a tap with nectar, not just water, with nectar, but you have no container to catch it. Where the nectar will go and it will flow away. Similarly, my dear friends, a receptacle is very, very important. And one of those demons described that some nights back, and they've tried to find out where is my receptacle, what do I have? My dear friends, I want to ask of you, this is your container, this is your receptacle, but your mind must be ready now. This body is here just a container. But my dear friends, your mind must be ready now. Your mind must be prepared. Your mind must be the receptacle to receive this knowledge of the Devi. And line by line, each one will be very beneficial to you. So he says, O great king, because you are a devotee, I cannot hide anything from you. I can say every single thing to you. Prem se bole Sri Adi Shakti Devi Durga Mata ki Jai. So he says, in the olden time, there was a great Mahad Daitya, a great demon by the name of Durgam. And this demon was very cruel. Devotees and friends, he is the son of Ruru. And Ruru was born of the family of Hiranyaksha. And remember, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were given that curse that 3 births they had to become demons. They were Jai and Vijay in the heavenly realm. They came here now as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. In the next life they came as Ravana and Kumbhakaran. So my dear friends, it shows to you that Durgam had a relationship, a link to the great demon Hiranyaksha. It says, one time, this Durgam was thinking, he said, look, listener, he said, all these devas, all these good people, is the Vedas and the scriptures and the mantras they're using. This is making them to be so happy. So he says, I too, if I get the Vedas and the scriptures and the mantras, then I can make myself happy, but I can create sadness for all of them. Devotees and friends. And here Durgam decided to go up on the Mount Himalayas and pray. And he's praying to get the Vedas into his hands. And why it is that he wants the Vedas in his hands? So that he can disrupt the flow and the teachings of Sanatan Dharma, the flow of divinity. That is what he wanted to stop. In the present world, in this Kali age, many people do it differently. So we have Durgam in many different ways. Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai. So devotees and friends, he went on the Himalayas and he started to pray. It says, Ek Hajar, for 1,000 years he prayed. But my dear friends, he totally, with great intense, lot of devotion he placed into it, my dear friends. But he is performing this tapasya, he is performing this penance, he is performing it so that he can stop the devas from doing what they can do and make their living, make themselves happy by it. So too, my dear friends, we have a number of people in this world today who will make great sacrifice and penance and tapas to ensure that they hold you and drag you down. Yeah. That is not, my dear friends, a far-fetched statement. It is a statement that each and every one of you present in this Yajnashala this evening, each and every one of you who are listening to Pandit Vishnu live on Facebook, each and every one of you who are following us on www.dharamkiawaj.com, you can identify with that. At some given point in your life, you would have seen the effort of someone trying to degrade you from your position, trying to, as they would say, derail you from your tracks as you are moving towards the Lord. Everybody could identify with that. This is not only the book, so it's not just only a katha which we are reading about Durgam happened long ago as he was trying to stop the devas. No, we see it happening even up to the day. Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki. So my dear friends, he prayed, and it says, he prayed for a long period of time. And so, in that samadhi, what happened? With that great tapasya, my dear friends, Brahma was very pleased with his devotion. And so, devotees and friends, Brahma came to him and he said, you have practiced, Brahma told clearly to the demon, sitting in samadhi with his eyes closed, let all be well with you. You ask what you desire. Satisfied with your tapas, I have come to grant you a boon. Devotees and friends, having thus the demon hearing this, my dear friends, this is what he was praying for. This is what he was praying for. And he told to Brahma, he said, O Brahmadeva, I would like you to give me the Vedas. I would like you to give me all the Vedic mantras that are found in the three worlds. All the Vedic mantras that are with the Brahmins and the Devas. Let them come to me and give me such strength as will enable me to conquer the Devas. Brahma hearing this, then if you are not fully spiritually attuned and your mind is not cleared, you would ask the question, why it is Brahma know that he's going to give the Devas trouble and he still give them the boon? You feel that is very stupid of Brahma, Namunesh? Brahma know that he going to give the devas trouble, but yet still he's ready to give them the boon. Why? Why, my dear children of God? Why it is? Because that Supreme Lord, my dear friends, that all-pervading Master, have promised to all of us, to whichever form or whichever one of the devas, once you totally surrender yourself and you make that request, he says, once you come and you totally surrender, you will get the gift that you so ask for. So, my dear friends, Brahma could not run away from the words of that absolute Lord. And we find those lines, my dear friends, as I tell to you, in Bhagavad Gita chapter 7. I think it's around chapter 7. But between 5 and 7, it is there. Today I really didn't get the time that I could have just select back the verse and bring it for you exactly as it is. But it is in the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna told to Arjuna, any devotee who prays to me and come to me, I will give them. But O Arjuna, the wise know that if your desire is me, then you will have everlasting life. And if not, it will end temporarily and bring you back into sadness. So devotees and friends, Brahma did not have a cause, because this devotee really placed his time into it. Ek hajar, 1 whole 1,000 years he prayed, and so he got the gift. My dear friends, when he got the gift, what happened? Let us listen. Jai Jai Devi, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Jagadamba Bhavani Ma. Ambe Bhavani Mata, Ambe Bhavani, Ambe Bhavani Mata, Ambe Bhavani. Oh!
Jai Jai Jagadamba Bhavani, Jai Jai Jagadamba Bhavani, Jai Jai Jagadamba Bhavani,
Ambe Bhavani Mata, Ambe Bhavani, Ambe Bhavani Mata, Ambe Bhavani.
Jai Jai Jagadamba Bhavani, Jai Jai Jagadamba Bhavani, Jai Jai Jagadamba Bhavani.
Ad Shakti Devi Durga Mata ki Jai. Jai Jai Devi, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Jagadamba Bhavani Ma. उसकी यहाँ बात सुनाकर चारों वेरों के परम अधीष्ट था ब्रह्मा जी, ऐसा ही हूँ यहाँ वचन कहते हुए सत्यलोक वाले गए। जय जय देवी जय जय मां। उसी समय से ब्राह्मणों को समस्ता वेरा विस्तमृथा को गए। स्त्यान संध्या नित्य होम श्रूय ज्ञान और जाप अधिकालोप को गया। जय जय देवी मां। जिससे भूमंडल में भरे हाहाकार बचा गया। ब्रह्मान आपस में कहने लगे यहाँ क्या हो गया, हम यहाँ क्या हो गया, अब इसके भांत वेद हो, अब हम वाकई स्थिति में हम लोगों के क्या करन चाहिए। जय जय देवी जय जय मां, जय जय देवी जय जय
मां, जय जगदम्बा भवानी मां।
अम्बे भवानी माता अम्बे भवानी, अम्बे भवानी माता अम्बे भवानी। Choice. But Brahma, my dear friends, had to give now to Durga the four Vedas. He had to give them control of the mantras. And he also give him the power that he could win over the Devas. And once, my dear friends, Durga got that, where he went first? He went up, my dear friends, into Devalok immediately. But my dear friends, what was happening down below? The Brahmins and all of those realized now they had no Vedas. The memory to remember the lines of the Vedas was not even there. So they all started to suffer. My dear friends, with all of this, he took charge of the heavenly realm. So there was no rainfall and there was nothing. So all the buffaloes and, because a lot of milk is being used in India. So there were no milk. The buffaloes were not able to give milk. And so, my dear friends, all plant life disappeared. So people have now reached to that stage of starvation. They had reached a stage of starvation. And what would they do? But my dear friends, the point here this evening is look at to what extent the person with an evil mind can go to ensure that spirituality falls. Watch at the level they go. प्रेम से बोले श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. You would not see the karma. If you look for the karma, you would not see it. But karma hits very silently underground, my dear friends. Karma hits very silently underground. All those who are enjoying high office, their past karma is allowing them to enjoy that. But if in this present karma, they are not making use of it, the underground current will definitely move them out. If you had eyes to see, you would have seen it happen. There is hardly a president of America does not get 2 terms. What karma did and what it is leading. So my dear friends, you with the worldly eyes looking to see the underground movement of the karma, you will not be able to see it. But who have the eyes will see it. Who have the eyes to see will see it. Prem se bol Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai. So my dear friends, all the devas and everybody, they were now starvation. They were very close to dying. And so my dear friends, they came in an assembly. Always remember, when trouble is into your life, make sure if no time else you find satsang, you find satsang that time. Because our devas have shown to us, our great divine people have shown to us, that when difficulty should confront us, collectively, when you get together collectively, that is what we call satsang. It will help you lift yourself out of it. That is why Prabhu Shri Ram have made, my dear friends, satsang foremost in all of devotion. And he says, Jai Ram Sita Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. So Prabhu Shri Ram says, Pratham Bhakti Sandana Karat Sangha, he was talking to Shrivari. He says there are 9 principles of devotion. Now the Bhakt, he says, but the first principle, Pratham means first. The word Pratham means first. It says the first method of devotion and the first principle of devotion is to find yourself in satsang. Collective devotion, my dear friends. We call it satsang. Our Christian brothers say congregational worship. Our Muslim brothers say namaz. So my dear friends, anywhere you go, you have congregational worship. But as Hindus, we have grown so selfish that we call Pandit alone in we house and we say we pray in there. My dear friends, satsang. Satsang, you see grouping like this? This is where the devotion comes. How it comes. My dear friends, no matter what be your thought projection, if you alone sitting down, and I like when I go, when I go to do individual puja, you get in nice little Dachina. So that will do me good. That will do me fine. Don't mind I going from 7 o'clock in the morning and coming back in the evening. I get in my Dutchna. But my dear friends, what are the disadvantage of just doing your puja alone home? I'm not saying don't do no puja home, because I want all the Dutchna a little bit. But my dear friends, what am I saying? I am saying that we all do have mindsets. Our mind is being engrossed in certain thoughts. And my dear friends, when you are all alone or you're with two people and just Pandit alone hitting a mantra, somewhere between the line of the mantra, midway in the mantra, this perceived thought and perceived, notion within your mind will revolve in your mind, and it will definitely flavor your thought of prayer. So you will not be able to get maximum benefit. But when you come to satsang, what happens? You see, when we start Ambe Bhavani Mata, and everybody start and get into it and start clapping and everything else, what happens? No matter what be the thought in the mind, for those few minutes, it disappears, jump out. And your mind starts to neutralize. Automatically, the Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, as you chant it, your mind starts to neutralize. And so the negativity which is flowing within your mind, the worldly in bondage. Because my dear friends, what is sadness? What is sorrow? Sanjana, why you just be sad? Because you ask the nation rather for something, you don't get it. So you get sad. Yeah, that's what gets us sad. When we want to achieve something and we're not getting it, we become sad. But do we become sad, my dear friends, when we cannot find, for some reason, the satsang? I can't reach the satsang. Do we get sad for that? No. Pandit go see me next day in the yajna. But my dear friends, to achieve the worldly things, we get sad when it does not come our way. I'm telling to you this evening, no matter what worldly bondage, what worldly thought creates the sadness into your heart, satsang is the only thing that which neutralize those thoughts. I'm not saying it will be like a light switch, as you press the button, it will come off. No, it takes time. But if you persist on into satsang, this is why Durgam, the poet is telling us that Durgam spent 1,000 years into the devotion. And you will tell to me, but Pandit, sometime I may not even have 100 days again. What you telling me about 1,000 years? The 1,000 years, my dear friends, is demonstrating to you and I the persistency, the effort that we must make towards devotion. You chant one mala and you get fed up and you run away. Sometimes you do half of the mala and your mind running all over the place. You sit down with the mala in your hand, but your mind running all over the place. Not so, Anushka? Praise Holy Art Shakti Devi Durga Mata Ki. And so, devotees and friends, collectively now, the Devas came together. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Durga Rupena Sanskrita Namastasye Namaste Namastase, Namastase, Namo Namah. Hey Bhagavati Devi. These are their words, Hey Bhagavati Devi. And when they're talking to Bhagavati Devi, they're talking to the absolute mother. They're talking to the mother without form. They're just talking to the energy of the world. Hey Bhagavati Devi, this Durgam has taken away our livelihood. This Durgam have taken away our happiness. He is in control of the Vedas. O Divine Mother, Hey Bhagavati Devi, O Bhagavati Devi, you have to help us. You have to help us, Oma. Durgate Rakshani Rakshani Mataye Namaha. O Mother, please come and save us from our difficult times. Durgate. Durgate is troubles, difficulties. Rakshani Rakshani is to save. Oh Mother, help me, save me. Oh Divine Mother, you have to help us. Hey Bhagavati Devi, Hey Bhagavati Devi, Hey Bhagavati Devi, Hey Bhagavati Devi Maan, Hey Maan, Hey Maan, Hey Maan, Jai Maan. My dear friends, in total sadness, in tears, when you can watch, my dear friends, tell me which one of you here this evening can watch people starving? Which one of you can watch a dog and the dog have no food? The cow has no food. The birds are falling from the trees because there is no food. My dear friends, which one of you can be happy? Which one of you can be happy? Some of the world leaders are very happy, so they could be categorized as the Durgam, because they continue to create hardship. The Devas are crying, and they are crying out, Oh man, hey man, Jai Man, Jai Man, Jai Man, Jai Man. Hey Bhagavati Devi, Hey Bhagavati Devi, Hey Bhagavati Devi, Oh Ma, Jai Jai Ma. Oh Mother, you are great. Come and help us. As the Devas are calling, my dear friends, so this evening I'm calling out on behalf of all of you here in the Yajnashala, for all of you who are viewing and listening to us on Pandit Vishnu Live, for all of you who are looking on at www.dharamkiawaj.com. This evening I'm making the call for all of you who are just as the Devas were calling for themselves and the people of the world. We are making that call, Oma, for our children who are here today. Some need your help, true help. Some need your help because our minds are confused. As children, we are at your feet, O Man, begging, help us. We need your help no more, my dear mother, as these moments as we are living in this land of ours. Every corner that we turn, O Man, there are obstructions for your words to be imparted. O Divine Mother, give us that strength. Give us that wisdom. Continue to give us that direction so that your servants, your children of Dharam Ki Awaaj and all our friends and families and supporters will have that direction. Where should we go? What should we do? Just as the Devas, they are looking this evening upon you, O Man. What to do? The birds are falling, the buffaloes are dying. Our children are crying out, and there is nothing for the children. O Man, we call upon you this evening. Just as the Devas called in, touch us this evening, O Man. Hey Man, hey Man, hey Man, Jai Jai Man, Jai Man. Aaj Shakti Bhagavat Devi Mata ki Jai. And so, my dear friends, Bhagavati Devi Mata came to them. And when she came to them, my dear friends, she bought vegetables and she bought grains and everything else. And so she was able to save the lives of those that were dying. But my dear friends, she did not just remain and allow them to be dependent. We are very good beggars. We are not very good devotees. As human beings, we are very good beggars. We'll call upon the mother this Navraatri. And mother, please help me, Bhagavati Devi. She will help you. Come Wednesday, my dear friends, you go back in the same old way and put yourself back together with the Durgam. So you continue to give Durgam strength to continue by living the wayward and the life full of vices. And then come next Navratri again. Hey Bhagavati Devi, please help me. And she will come back and help you again. But here, my dear friends, the mother teaches us a very important thing, Bhagavati Devi. When she came, my dear friends, she came with all the fruit baskets and everything else to help the world. She was known then as Devi. She came, but because she had brought all these vegetables and everything else, my dear friends, the Devas gave her another name. And that name is Shakambhari Devi, because she had brought all the fruits and vegetables and so on. She is known as Shakambhari Devi. So my dear friends, it is the same mother So if I pray to Satakshi Devi and I pray to Sakambari Devi and I pray to Bhagavat Devi, the absolute Devi, do I have to make 3 offerings? No. 1 offering, she will get everything. So devotees and friends, she bring down rain for 9 days. I know it's 20 past 9 now. She brought down rain, my dear friends, for 9 days. And what the rain will do? The rain will bring back plant life, it will bring back all the life. But that will take time. When the rain comes, that will take time. So that is why she brought, my dear friends, these gifts for the people, so that will help cushion them until they can get back on their own and be independent. And this is what is the mode of charity. This is what charity should do. But Camille will tell to you there are so many people who do not want to be independent anymore. They just want to be dependent on whatever little they get. My dear friends, I'm telling to you, charity is the best gift that you can give. But greater than charity is when you can teach one how to become independent. The Lord Jesus Christ says, give a man a fish and that will be good. But when you teach him how to fish, that will be best. That comes from our scriptures, but never mind. He did well with it and he shared it to the world. So my dear friends, what happened there and then? Mr. Durgam, hear what happening down here. And my dear friends, he come now and he start to attack. Mr. Man attack. He came here, my dear friends. It says he came down well armed. He came down with 21,870 chariots with the same amount of elephants. He came down with 65,610 horses. He came down again with 109 350 foot soldiers. That is what he came with. So my dear friends, it says he took 1,000 Aksauhini armies with him. So this, my dear, this number that I'm telling you here is multiplied by 1,000. And that's how much he came with. Because this is just one, and he came with 1,000. And so, my dear friends, the Devis started to fight. Tulaja Devi, Jambani Devi, Mohini, all of them started to fight. But then, my dear friends, the mother from herself, you see, it's the same mother, the same Ambika Devi, the same Durga Devi, the same Bhagavati Devi. From herself now, she sent Kalika Devi. Because remember, all these forms are loving forms. But everybody, my dear friends, have a Kalika into them. And nobody don't like to see that part. So when the going was going and they couldn't manage again, then devotees and friends, it says, Kali came. Guhaya Kalis came. And others. But my dear friends, it says 32 Shaktis came. And then 64 Shaktis came. So we don't make, all the difference. We just only see in our yajna, we do the Chausat Yogini. This is where the 64 Shaktis came to fight, my dear friends, that Durgam. So when we place that 64 Chandi, that is 64 Devis in our yajna, what are we doing? We are asking of the Divine Mother, all the negative, all the demons that will enter into our yajna, ward them out. Let them walk back out, straight out they come. You don't have to do that. Leave it to the mother. Devotees and friends, I always tell all of you, when our karma, we paid our karma, we will listen katha without any disruption. As it is now, be happy. That's our karma we are paying, and take the disruption to the point that it reached. Sitaram. So my dear friends, all these devis, my dear friends, when they start a fight, they kill every one of them. And it was only Durgam remaining. And Durgam came to her, my dear friends. And when Durgam came to her, she sent 4 arrows and she shoot down his horse. She sent another arrow, my dear friends, and shoot down the charioteer. She pierced the 2 eyes. And so, my dear friends, she pierced the arrows to his flag. What a flag stands for. If someone threw down your flag, you're done, you know. It means they could put up their flag. And so, my dear friends, all of us, we put up our flags into our yard, into our house, and we install the devatas, I gain victory into you. And 2 days after you gain the victory, you turn your back on them. Because you're doing what they don't want you to do. You turn your back on them. How trouble ain't gonna come our way? It must come our way. When I tell the gas price gone up because of we karma, everybody want to know what I say. But when all you turn all your back on God after 2 days, when all you do all the puja pandit come, all you keep pandit a good Dutch land feel that go help all you. Set up 9 jandi. And then 2 days after you turn your back and all them they were smelling in that yard. Is the stew and the curry. Tell me. All them devtas. My dear friends, this is no joke. You install the devtas into your house, into your yard. Some of us brave enough to put a temple in our yard. And for most of the year, these devtas and them only inhaling the stew, and the queue, and the masala, not curry aloo, Mind you, please. Tell me, isn't it that we have to pay the price for it? So my dear friends, the mother here have sent all these arrows to Durgam, and each one, if I had time this evening, I would go into Viveka Chudamani and show to you how the reality of the philosophy of it comes right within you. The chooking of the eyes and and then my dear friends, she sent 5 arrows to his heart. 5 arrows to his heart. And that is what finished him. What is the 5 arrows? The pranas. When the pranas stop functioning, you finish. So she makes sure she stopped that. That connection with God, she stopped it. Principle Shinam Chandra Bhagavani Ki. And when we continue to be wicked, my dear friends, our link with that absolute Lord will cut. And then you crying out, Pandit, I know what happening, I know what happening. Telling to you, the only thing to help us into this world today, in this world of suffering and pain, is get down and do job. Find yourself in satsang, chant the name of the Lord. Don't come here to talk nobody business. Come, my dear friends, to chant the name of God, for it is the only thing that is going to help us in this Kali age. Sitaram. From that on time, that is when that Devi took the name Durga. She wasn't Durga at the beginning. That is when she became Durga. So the Durga, the Satakshi, the Shakambhari, all come from the one Devi, Bhagavati Devi, which is absolute, which nobody knows about. And the faster we can lead ourselves to start praying to that unseen mother, it is the faster you will have peace and love and bliss into your heart. Sitaram once more, this is the final Sitaram. I know it late, you know. I don't know the time, but I know it late. But my dear friends, I am certain for this whole period gone, since before Ganesh Utsav, none of you have been going like me. And if I could come and spend the time to give all you such nectar-like words, why all you can't stay a few minutes and listen to it without vexing with me? Eh? Why can't you all come and listen to these nectar-like words without vexing with me and say, oh God, Pandit, going over time, going over time? Some of you go 8:30 show in the cinema, you're reaching home 2 o'clock in the morning. You're saying that the cinema going late. No. Principle. Sitaram for the last time. Coconut time. Pandit Jai will lead us in Hawan, not Hawan, with Arti. Everybody take your coconut and line up to pray. The rest of you please stand and put your hands together in a prayerful mode and pray. You have an opportunity to pray this evening. Make sure you pray well. Videsh, were you vexed with me for? Videsh passing by me and he watching me hard. Oh my God, Videsh, what I do? This is the, I have one in English, I have one in Hindi, I have one in Sanskrit. Any language you could read, come read it today. That is what I say, what they in the book, not me. So what you vexed with me for, Videsh? Children of God, put your hands together and let us all pray now. It's a wonderful evening. A wonderful evening for us to all pray. Today is Ashtami Tithi, today is Navmi Tithi. If you pray no day else into the Navraatri and you pray today, you get maximum benefit. Yesterday and today. Ashtami start yesterday, it finished today too. Let us all pray. Hari Om Sri Krishna Krishna Sagyai Pavidya Mamasya Vidyur Pradve Sri Dvala Kalipate Saptame Vaivas Manvantar Kalipatam Charane Jambu Dvipe West Indies Kande Arvat Arike Desh Antargate Trinidad Desh Namo Narayanaya Namo Namaham Sri Gotra Namayam Sri Dehik Devik Bhautik Tapatria Nirvamartya Devi Grahari Shivani Madhava Hari Om Tat Sat Om Sri Art Shakti Devi Durga Mata Pujan Sankalap Karma Angrikshe Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Chama Shive Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namastute Art Shakti Devi Durga Mata Ki Jai. Pandit Jai will lead us now in Aarti.
शन्तकारं भुजगशरणं पद्मनाभं सुरेश्वरं विश्वधारं गगनसदृशमेकवर्णं शुभागं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिविद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरणं सर्वलोकैकनाथम् जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा
जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा
संकटहरणी मंगलकरणी
संकटहरणी मंगलहरणी
संकटहरणी मंगलकरणी जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा जय 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 मरियमा दुर्गे अम्बा भवानी माताये नमः दीपदानं तुभ्यं समर्पयामि नमः ॐ सिद्धिबुद्धिप्रदे देवी मुक्तिप्रदायिनी मुद्रा मूर्ति सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमस्तुते जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा
जय 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 देवी जगदम्बा
माता महेश्वरी मंत्र भुवनेश्वरी माता महेश्वरी
मंत्र भुवनेश्वरी
माता महेश्वरी मंत्र मंत्र निर्भेश्वरी माता भुवनेश्वरी देवी माता जय 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 जगदम्बा जय कत्यायनी जय कत्यायनी
कत्यायनी जय कत्यायनी
अम्बा भवानी माता कत्यायनी
अम्बा भवानी माता कत्यायनी
कल्याणी देवी माता कत्यायनी
कल्याणी देवी माता कत्यायनी
कत्यायनी जय 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 जगज्जननी भवानी दुर्गा माता की जय आज शक्ति देवी दुर्गा माता की put in the hands together closing the physical eyes we all pray असतो मा सतगमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमया ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च शिखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि आज शक्ति देवी दुर्गा माता की शंकर भगवान की सनातन धर्म की ओम श्री गुरुदेवता की जय जय सीताराम all please have your seats Arati and Prasad will come to you please keep your seats so that your refreshment can reach you my dear friends tomorrow represents Dasmi Vijay and we are also going to do Hanuman offering tomorrow and then we will have the